Right, and with it being the international break, I thought I'm going to go and give you my predictions on how I think the championship season will end, who I think will get promoted, who I think will go down, who I think will make the playoffs. So yeah, let's get started. 24th, and it's probably the easiest on this list if you get me. My prediction 24th, I put Rotherham. The race why because they just aren't good enough if you get me, and they are almost nailed on. In fact, they're not almost. They will go down. They they aren't good enough. Only got picked up 20 points this season, and yeah, haven't even been competitive, and it's got to be on the worst side in championship history. So yeah, after that, up until Millwall in 16th, I think any two of them sides could go down. And yeah, so in 23rd, I put Huddersfield. I think they'll go. Obviously, Neil Warnock came in last season and pretty much thought everyone thought they were buried like last year, but Warnock came in and pretty much done the great escape and kept them up. This season they've obviously had a few managers. They had Warnock at the start and Darren Murray onto their third different manager. And while I think they are more robust now and they're more like physical and stuff, I don't think they'll stay up as I don't think they'll have enough quality. So I think they'll go down and yeah, I mean they couldn't. I know they had 10 men for half an hour, but they couldn't even beat Rotherham, and everyone at the is beating Rotherham. So yeah, I don't think they'll have enough this year, and I think they'll get relegated to League One. So yeah, 22nd, I put Blackburn to get relegated. I knew they were on a bad run of form, but I didn't actually know how bad of a run of form they were on. They've only won one game this year, and that was against Stoke back in February. I don't think they've won John Eustace yet either. And looking at the games, I had a look and the games are not very nice to them. They've got Ipswich, I think they've got Southampton, they've got Leeds to play. I think they've got West Brom, they've still got us to play. But yeah, they're not very nice, and I think that they'll get relegated. They're only 3 points above the drop zone since then. Perhaps that's a bit out there, and I think Blackburn and Huddersfield, to be fair, have every chance of staying up. But right now, that's the two who I think will go with Rotherham, Huddersfield, and Blackburn. So yeah. 21st and just staying up, I put Sheffield Wednesday. What a job Danny Rose done at Sheffield Wednesday. I think after the first 10, 11 games, everyone thought they were done. But he came in, revitalised them, and yeah, I know they got beat 6-0 against Ipswich again in the national break. But I think he'll just have enough to keep them in the championship, and I think if he does, he's up there with manager of the season. So yeah, I think they will stay up and they'll just avoid relegation. So yeah, 20th I put Birmingham. I can't lie, I was worried for Birmingham up until a few days ago when they're appointing Gary Rowett. Obviously, we know what happened with Tony Mowbray, and that's sending me best wishes. I love Mowbray, especially from his time at Sunderland. Obviously, since he went away, they struggled. I think they only picked up 1 point against Hull, and they were in, and well, they still are, but they are in a relegation battle. And I think there's every chance when it went down if they carried on with his assistant. I think Gary Rowett is a solid championship manager. He knows his way around the league, and I think he'll have enough to be able to guide Birmingham to a 20th place finish, and another season in the championship. So yeah. Then 19th I put QPR. The reason why is because we played them last game, and I don't think they were great, but they probably should have won the game if I was in total honesty. Anthony Patterson made a few good saves, what kept our point intact. Their manager came in and done a brilliant job as well, because they look dead and buried along with Sheffield Wednesday. As well, I think they've got some quality in. Obviously, we know what happened with Charles the Pitch, but we've got quality in Chair and Willock, who I think two really good players, and they've got a lot of experienced players like Begvis in goal, Cook, Colback, and yeah, I think that'll be enough to keep them in the championship. And since the manager came in, they pretty much had mid-table form. So yeah, obviously Stoke and Plymouth obviously will be the next two, but yeah, like I said, I think Millwall will be okay, but it could be any one of them that could go down. That's just what I think will happen at the minute. So yeah, so now on to the playoff battle. And if I'm in total honesty, I think there's 3 clubs fighting it out for 6th position. If I'm in total honesty, as I think the top 5, I'll let you know in what order in a minute. will finish as the top 5. It's out for me. I think Preston and Middlesbrough do have an outside chance, but I think the main three is Coventry, Hull, and Norwich to fight for the playoffs. And if I'm in total honesty, I think it'll be Norwich that gets in. In there, I think Coventry will finish 8th, Hull will finish 7th, and I think Norwich will finish 6th. If you ask me this at Christmas time, I wouldn't have put Norwich in the top six race, but they've been really good since Christmas time. They've got Josh Sargent back, who for me is one of the best strikers in the league, scores goals, and they've got a good team. I like Zara in midfield, and they'll get Jonathan Rowe back at some point before the end of the season. What I think's good for them. He's a good player, and I think they'll just have enough to make the top 6. If I'm in total honesty, they're very good at home. I do still question their away form, but yeah, I think they will have enough to make the top 6. So yeah. 5th, I put West Brom. To be fair, I'm in total honesty, I can't remember the last time West Brom wasn't 5th. If you get me, they've been 5th pretty much all season, and I think they'll have enough to finish in the playoffs quite comfortably. I like Colbahang as a manager. I think he's a really good manager, a really good tactician, and I like their squad. Johnson was a brilliant signing in January. You've seen what he's done, and yeah, and when I look at their fixtures, I think they're quite favourable, and I think they'll probably make the playoffs with about 3-4 games to go, so they can rest players for the playoffs. So yeah. 4th, I put Southampton. The reason why is because obviously they're a good footballing side. At the start of the season, they obviously went on a bit of a bad run. They lost 5-0 to us, they lost to Leicester, they lost to Ipswich, they lost to somebody else. And people calling from Russell Martin's head, but he did respond with a 22 game unbeaten run. They've obviously slipped up in the last few weeks, but they obviously have their back wins against us and Birmingham. And I think while I don't think they will make the top, I don't think it's impossible they will make the top 2. I don't think they will, and I think they'll finish 4th. And yeah, like I said, I wouldn't rule them out, and they've still got the 3 teams above them to play, so if they can beat them, you can never say never. But I think they will finish in the playoffs. So yeah. 3rd, I put Ipswich Town to just miss out. If I'm in, I thought Ipswich would do well coming up to the Championship, but I didn't think they would do this well. If you get what I mean, they've been absolutely brilliant all season, and they've shocked me. And Kieran McKenna deserves so much praise, of what he's done with Ipswich. They're really good to watch. They've got some really good players. They signed a proven striker in January. What Wade didn't do, and while I think they'll just miss out on automatic promotion, and I think they will take it as far as they can. They've had a brilliant season, and you can still never know it. You know it in the playoffs. So yeah, I think if you offered any Ipswich fans a 3rd place finish at the start of the season, they would have snapped their hand off for it. So yeah. 2nd, I put Leicester City. The reason why is because I know that they've slipped up over the past few weeks, but I just can't see that squad not making the top 2. It's a Premier League squad, in the Championship, and I think they'll have just enough to get over the line. And yeah, I mean, we played them the other week. They had Iheanacho, they had Ndidi coming off the bench. What for most sides in this league they would start with. And yeah, while I don't think they'll win the league, I do think they'll get an immediate return to the Premier League. So yeah. And then 1st, I put Leeds United. The reason why is because I think they'll win the league. They've been the best team in the league since the turn of the year. I think I saw something where they've won all but one game in 2024, but it's absolutely unbelievable. They've got a brilliant attack for me, probably the best attack at this level. Nanto, Somerville, Payrood, they've got Patrick Bamford, Dan James, what's obviously a lethal front 6 players for this level. They've got the very good defence. They've got the best defence in the league as well. And Daniel Farke has been here before, and he knows what it takes to win the league. And I think he'll do it again at Leeds. So yeah. So that's just my predictions. Obviously, to any fans watching this, I'm sorry if I've got your side to get relegated, or to not get promotion or not to make it the playoffs or whatever. This is just my predictions. Don't be like offended by them, as they probably won't happen if we're in total honesty. So yeah, leave your opinion in the comments. Am I right with the three teams who I think will go down? Am I right that I think Leeds and Leicester will get automatic promotion? So yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, view, comment, and say yeah.